Hey there! For this episode of Mindset, I want you to picture that you're in an ocean. This is the One Boom, and enjoy the video. Alright, so you're stranded at sea. You are kicking your legs and you are keeping your arms up just to keep yourself floating. The current is moving against you. There's a wave coming up behind you. There is an island out in the distance. The island is just far away enough that you can see it, but also far away enough that you can't get to it without becoming fatigued and dying. So, what do? Now, there's a wave behind you. You have to remember this. Now, keep that in your mind as I'm talking about the commentary, and I'll get back to it, and it'll all make a lot of sense. Alright, so I'm going to preface this by saying I'm going to be talking about rage and how different things work with that. And also, I don't want anyone to think that I don't rage at all or I don't get angry at video games. I'm just letting you guys know the mindset that I am taking upon myself to get better at not throwing temper tantrum, and that's something that I think we should all be working on actively as we play. So I'm gonna start this off by saying there is one thing I learned from the video game Destiny, and I know you're thinking, what does that have to do with, Call of Duty? But it does. It has a lot to do with Call of Duty. In Destiny, if you play the Crucible and you play the free-for-all mode, it's really clustered up, and there's a lot of combat going on. It's really fast and explosive, and you're constantly getting killed. And I always got really frustrated with the game mode. I could never really get into it. I was never a fan of it. But the thing is, if you lose, the announcer guy, Lord Shaxx is his name, he gets on and says, "Those who do not embrace the chaos of combat are doomed to be defeated." Embracing the chaos of combat, what does that mean? What does it mean to embrace combat? It means understanding that it is insane, it is chaotic, it is absolutely upside down and backwards chaos. You have to understand that before you can achieve any sort of victory. If you're constantly fighting against what's going on, you will never succeed. Now, this goes for every first-person shooter, this goes for any competitive game, this goes for anything in life. If you are constantly butting heads with it for no freaking reason, you won't succeed. You won't get better at things, you won't work at things. Now, obviously there's things that irritate people, and it's okay to be upset. Now, don't hide from your negative feelings, but also don't embrace them and become self-obsessed with your own negative emotions. It'll make you miserable. When instead what you want to do is you want to understand why you're upset, what is upsetting you, and how you can counter it. Now, go back to the wave analogy. You were floating in the ocean, and the current somehow changes. It's pushing at your back now. You're thinking, oh yeah, this is nice. Okay, I can get to the ocean a little bit easier now. Obviously not. Turn around, you have to remember there's a wave. Now, what are you going to do with this wave? Are you going to swim towards it, straight into the water, or are you going to move to the left or the right and avoid the wave? Now, going against the wave is obviously stupid. It's going to shoot you down the bottom of the ocean. You'll most likely, very definitely, you're going to drown. Moving away from it, you miss a golden opportunity. Both of these things is just countering what's happening. It's countering the situation, the scenario, the environment, the problem. You're just avoiding it. Now, what can we do to embrace it? The understanding of the fact that the wave is going to hit the water at a certain speed with a certain amount of force, and it is going to force water towards the island. You understand, this was behind you while you were facing the island, so this is going to push you towards the island if you get far enough away from it and let it carry you. This is what you need to be doing in video games. You need to see what the wave is. What is the current? What are you trying to go against? How many of your complaints in first-person shooters or in any video games in general are just explaining what's going on, but in a negative way? For instance, snipers in Battlefield, a lot of times they get really upset when people walk in front of their scopes or people give away their positions. They get angry. And I always think to myself, why are you not understanding that there's other people in the game and you just think that the world revolves around you? Now, also, in Call of Duty, where maps get really, really tight and people are explosive spamming and rapid-fire ASM1ing all over the place, it's very frustrating and hard to do well, but that's not the point. The point is not that you can do well. The point is not that you have an easy win. The point is that you need to be embracing what is going on. If the map is small, throw on a rapid-fire gun or a shotgun, use some explosives, and fight your enemies. Don't use a slow-firing weapon on a small map in Advanced Warfare, and keep your exile movements down to a minimum and go like, how are they getting behind me? And I do this all the time. But I'm understanding and learning, and that's what life's about. No one knows everything. There's not, there's no best. Alright? There's no 100% form of knowledge. There's just infinite amounts of better. This is something I want to see from people more. Understanding the scenario, using their experiences and just common sense to notice what's going on in front of them, and adapting to it. Adapt, readapt, react. That's what you need to do when you're playing. If you're constantly fighting what's going on and you're constantly throwing a hissy fit that the scenario is even happening, you will never get better at it. That's a fact. Now, in the glory and all the blood of combat in Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, Minecraft, if you play with really, really mean people, it can get you can get this frustrating feeling that everything is wrong. Everything is just going against you. But no, it's not. The situation doesn't care about you. You're the one going against it. If that's your mindset, you're going against it. Try this frame of mind on for size. I'm going to use this wave, I'm going to use this frustration, I'm going to use the scenario that's happening, and adapt to it. And if I don't know how, trial and error. Trial and error. You keep going, you keep trying different things and until one works. If nothing works for you, then don't do it at all. Now, I hope you enjoyed this commentary. I'm not going to do a lot of takes on this, so if you hear a lot of deep breaths or whatever, that's fine. But I just want to get this out. And this is the way I prefer to do commentaries. I like to just talk and kind of freestyle with you guys. There's no script here. I just want to talk to you guys about what's on my mind with mindset and how I am learning from my mistakes and my shortcomings to help you guys with yours. Because let's admit that we all have them, so we can move on. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys got some tips on how to control your rage and your frustrations in video games. And anyway, yeah, I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye!
Falcon Punch!